Would you, as Attorney General, be comfortable defending a law that once again outlawed sodomy, that questioned Lawrence again, or Griswold, or gay marriage, that came from the state legislature to put to the test what Justice Thomas said?
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of issues here, but certainly the Supreme Court has stepped into issues that I don't think there was any constitutional provision dealing with. They were legislative issues, and this is one of those issues, and there may be more.
That's MSNBC yesterday, replaying our interview with the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. You know you made news when the competition is replaying it a week later. A slew of news organizations, from People to the Washington Post, the Drudge Report to Daily Mail, all picked up Paxton comments, not because of us, but because of what he said. In Justice Thomas's concurring opinion overturning Roe v. Wade, he wrote, "In future cases, we should reconsider all of this court's substantive due process precedents, including Griswold, Lawrence, and Obergefell, that basically begs a state to outlaw one of the three things those cases protect: contraception, same-sex marriage, or sodomy. Same-sex marriage, same-sex couples' rights." As you heard, Paxton is ready for the fight. Mae Davis is here, former counsel in the White House for President Trump. I see you shaking your head. Go ahead.
Yes, that is never going to happen, is my position. So
was it never going to happen because you disagree with it, or is it never going to happen because no legislature would pass it, or because Ken Paxton's wrong?
So no legislature would pass it. You have to have a state say, you know what I'd like to do today? Have no contraception available in my state. Or in Griswold was for married people, so for nobody. Or, you know what I'd like to do today is I'd like to ban interracial marriage. I mean, these are so far-fetched that you'll never get the case to the Supreme Court. Then, if you do get the case to the Supreme Court, which you're not going to because they're not going to take it because that's so ridiculous, then you have to have a majority of justices say, you know what, I really think that this is how we're going to rule. So I am a realist, and I think that these are far-fetched hypotheticals. That said, is substantive due process as an idea short for this world? Maybe, but that will come in a very different looking case.
Is it, though, an enormous political problem for Republicans and for the conservative legal movement that Justice Thomas wrote that?
So I don't think it is, because I think that substantive due process is a real issue that affects people in the real world rather than in this hypothetical, we're not going to have interracial marriage anymore. So, for example, there is a substantive due process right, depending on where you live, to family integrity. What does that mean in the family separation context? So the zero tolerance.
May, hold on. Let me say, all of that is very well interesting and probably important. But when you look at the headlines, that's not what anyone's talking about. And from an optics standpoint, Ken Paxton didn't say, hey, look, Leland, we don't have to worry about any of that. That's not happening. This is about family law. In that sense, and we'll get to the successes that the conservative movement's had, this feels like something that all of a sudden a lot of sort of relatively moderate voters would hear and go, oh, boy.
Well, I think that it really assumes that voters are going to care more about a hypothetical that feels unlikely versus, as some of your, just segments that you just had, versus inflation, versus shortages, versus I can't even go to a 4th of July because it's too expensive and then I can't get fireworks when I'm there. So I do agree that there will be a parade of horribles and we'll see them in advertisements all the time. But I really don't think that that's going to feel real for people because it isn't.
Fair enough. And actually, we're getting just in the next segment to talk about how the White House does want you to focus on at least the abortion issue rather than on inflation and everything else. But in terms of wins that Republicans have had, you came on this program almost a year ago and sort of laid out how this was going to go down on the issue of abortion and said that if Republicans don't win on this, if the conservative court doesn't overturn Roe, then the conservative legal movement's done. In fact, it's just the opposite. You got Roe overturned. You've got two huge religious freedom cases through. Concealed carry is now essentially a Second Amendment right. And the EPA case, which basically strips the executive branch of an enormous amount of its regulatory authority and throws it back to Congress. What's next?
So I think there are three cases that people are really talking about, but those are very specific issues. Those are affirmative action in college. Is it legal at all to have race-based admissions? And if so, what does your program have to look like? So that's the Harvard and North Carolina case. Two, free speech. So there's a website designer in Colorado who says she doesn't mind making websites for gay people. She just doesn't want her message to be gay marriage. She doesn't want to have a gay marriage website. So that's a question about her free speech and whether that's discriminates against gay people. And then you're going to have redistricting questions. So if you remember in 2020, Pennsylvania Supreme Court changed the law basically right before the election. There's going to be a question about whether that's okay.
Fascinating. The remaking of America continues. Hey, it was great seeing you. Thank you. It's a great weekend to celebrate, and congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.